What's up, everybody? This is Kieran Reese, otherwise known as the Obsessed World Scammer, the O.C.G, and I'm playing live. Microsoft Delta. Hey, baby, I was about to message you. Ah, just finishing up getting 100%, basically, before I start the extreme run again and regret all of my life choices. And they got in the red straws, the good straws at the store. I'm not erect. You're erect. Yeah. Uh, Can you imagine if I'm just like, yeah, I'm having second thoughts about our relationship. It's like, why would I do wrong? Well, see, I played this really hard difficulty in Metal Gear Solid 3, and now I see this worked out. Oh, that would be terrible. Okay. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I get everything. Last time, this is where I missed one of the frogs. Kind of screwed me. Okay, yeah. Isn't that messed up though? Like your social workers are actively rooting for your relationship to fail. That's so messed up. Yeah, crazy how that works too. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Yeah.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, that's crazy, you know? Never mind the fact, right? Never mind the fact that if you actually look through the annals of human history, what people consider to be normal now, and normal for humans, is the farthest fucking thing from it.
What are you doing? You. Who are you?
Like, go back 1,000 years. Do you think that like this is what life was like for everybody? No, if they were living in fucking caves. Well, not 1,000 years ago. Like, let's say 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, which is nothing in the span of human history. You know what I mean?
Where'd you come from?
Fuck it, Doug. You gotta do this a particular way. Yeah, exactly. But people see what's normal, and they see what's normal, and they think that it's been this way there all for all time. I mean, fuck, go back 100 years. Do you think life was anything like it is now? Just 100 years ago, like that's a speck of dust throughout human history. Ah, damn it. Oh, give me a break. Oh, shit happens.
Hey. That's weird.
No, it's fine. I think anything we've really said is taboo. I just have to wait for him to pop up here. I don't think it was the algorithm. Probably something I did by accident. Might as well be searching the lockers. Open up, motherfucker. Eventually, fucking Rykov's gonna come through that door. At least I thought he was. What the fuck?
Hey. You. Who are you?
Okay, hold on. Okay, let's try the skin. You can't just take him out. You have to take him out so that nobody sees him at any point, because you're supposed to use you're supposed to use him as a disguise. He's the only one that can get in the weapons wing.
Somebody.
Oh, I forgot shit.
Who's that?
Oh, give me a break.
What happened?
And one day, I've got a funny story to tell you about the whole situation with Rykov, because it's actually a huge in joke. And pretty funny, too. You're not ready for it today. No, okay. So, alright.
Somebody!
Yeah, essentially. Okay, but let me put it like this.
What happened?
Alright, prepare yourself for a bit of a spiel. Alright, and Metal Gear, okay, so it's a little bit confusing, but Metal Gear Solid 1 is not the first Metal Gear game. Basically, it goes Metal Gear 2, and uh, then Metal Gear Solid. And the reason for that is because uh, uh, she wanted Metal Gear Solid was considered. See, okay, let me get a little bit of a tangent. Okay, basically, the first game was called Metal Gear, and because the whole thing, the whole tank, is the link between artillery and infantry, a walking tank, a so-called Metal Gear, the link, because tanks can't go where human soldiers could go. So the whole idea behind Metal Gear was, what if there's a tank that could walk like a man? Then it could go anywhere. So it goes Metal Gear and then Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. Well, those games did well enough to be successful, but they never reached mass appeal, and they were pixel games. They were on the NES basically. Uh, so they came back like 8, 9 years later. They came back like 8, 9 years later. And, or he did, and did Metal Gear Solid. And it was called Metal Gear Solid instead of Metal Gear 3 because most of the Western audiences weren't familiar with Metal Gear. And it was a kind of a new start anyway for the series. Because it was 3D, and, and then they decided to just call it Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, yada, 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 so on and so forth, because most of the Westerners who played Metal Gear were introduced to it with Metal Gear Solid. So, even though technically Metal Gear Solid 2 would have been Metal Gear Solid 4, or the fourth Metal Gear game, most of the Westerners don't know that. So it was just decided. So actually, I'm explaining this to you so you know that there's actually 2 Metal Gear games before Metal Gear Solid 1. Okay? So Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, and then Metal Gear Solid, and that's where it gets confusing because Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, and then Metal Gear Solid, it's one of those things. So I just call it Metal Gear 2. That's the subtitle, Solid Snake. Um, uh, All-Star Snake, as you might guess. Okay? And Hideo Kojima is always known for subverting expectations. For, playing with people's expectations. He wants to have a game that has twists and turns. Well, so Metal Gear Solid 2, you start out playing as Solid Snake. And you, for the prologue of the game, you play as Solid Snake. But then, for the rest of the game, like the vast majority of the game, you play as Raiden. That guy. And not only was this contentious, because this was a series known for Solid Snake, but he kept it secret. Even in the parts of the game, that would have Raiden in it, because like I said, you play as Solid Snake in the prologue, he showed Solid Snake in like a preview material, so nobody knew until launch day that you actually played Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2 and not Snake. They actually managed to keep that completely under wraps. And what happened is all fucking hell broke loose. Because it was already super contentious to switch a protagonist anyway, when you have a protagonist who is like synonymous with the series. But the fact that people literally thought they were buying a Solid Snake game until the day of release, and then, oh nope, you're actually spending like 95% of the game as Raiden, really upset people. And I actually think he went too far. I actually think that Hideo Kojima made a mistake there. If he wanted to switch the protagonist, okay, but I get he was trying to keep it a surprise, but he actively misled people. Because he literally was in the parts of the game that would have had Raiden, in the preview footage, he swapped it out for Solid Snake. So, I understand you want to release a game, and you want to surprise people. But there's surprising somebody, and there's misleading. He could have just refused to talk about anything but the beginning of the game. And then he wouldn't have told people about Raiden, but he would have still been honest. Instead, by showing like footage of the game that Snake wasn't in, where they put him in it, he literally led people to believe that the whole game was Solid Snake. That is a lie. And I can absolutely see the bullshit. Because imagine you're excited for Metal Gear Solid 2. You want to play Solid Snake. You think you're buying a Solid Snake game. And then you realize after you spent the money to get the game, you're not playing Solid Snake. Other than the very beginning of the game. And some people like Raiden. Some people hate Raiden. It's considered to be one of the most controversial moments in the series and in gaming. It was a big fucking deal then, because Metal Gear Solid, told you, Metal Gear Solid 1, Samantha, put PlayStation on the map. It was one of the biggest PlayStation 1 games. So Metal Gear Solid 2 came out very early on in the PS2's life cycle. And it was like the next generation of Metal Gear. It was new system, new hardware. So because Metal Gear Solid 1 helped put Sony and PlayStation on the map, and was like, so many people consider the first Metal Gear Solid one of the greatest games ever made, there was so much hype around Metal Gear Solid 2. Especially because it was basically like showing off what PS2 could do. Back at the time, it was cutting edge technology. So it was like, look, here's what PS2 is capable of. It was very early in the PS2's lifespan. So there was a shit ton of hype for Metal Gear Solid 2. It was arguably the most anticipated game of 2001. So it wasn't like, oh, swap. It was a big fucking deal when this shit, you know, who are into gaming, obviously. I know that, like, happened with you. But people who generally know gaming, who were there at the time, knew the controversy over the secret character swap. And people fucking hated it. It's like Raiden, but I want to play fucking Solid Snake. I've told you, when a series is known for one character, I don't think they should change that character. It almost never works out. Sometimes, just sometimes, it'll work out and it'll be fine. But most of the time, it sucks. So, my problem with Raiden is not necessarily that he's a bad character. It is that he's not Solid Snake. I kind of didn't want to play somebody that wasn't fucking Solid Snake in a Metal Gear game. Well, I mean, technically, Big Boss is not Solid Snake, but they're fucking clones. They look the same, and they're played by the same voice actor. So, with Big Boss, it kind of doesn't count because they're fucking clones. You know, Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss, so it kind of is Solid Snake again. So, honestly, it wouldn't have mattered who. It wouldn't have mattered who I was playing if it wasn't Solid Snake. I would have been unhappy. I'm trying to figure out the way to put it. So, and especially because he could not be more different. Any other guy is different. Any other guy would be different. But what I'm saying is, if you look at Raiden, as you can see, you could not be more different. The Snake is based off of like the American tough guy, beard, grizzled thing. He's a gun veteran, smokes cigars. He fits into that action mold, that action hero mold. He was literally based off of Kurt Russell in Escape from New York. And in fact, the character's name in that is Snake. And Hideo Kojima, that's not like a subjective. He literally watched that movie, loved it, and based Snake off of him. Raiden is like the traditional Japanese kind of pretty boy protagonist. And that's fine. But you couldn't be more different. So it's not like they swapped characters and it was, well, here's a different character. Here's a different character. But it still feels kind of like the same. It is like a fucking 180. They could not be more different. And I kind of understand that, but it was total shock. That, as well as the fact that Metal Gear Solid 2 went super futuristic in its setting. Like, all of the Metal Gear games were in the near future. Pretty much. Metal Gear Solid 1, for example, it came out in 1998, but it's set in 2005. So at the time it released, it was 7 years in the future. And pretty much every game. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out in 2001, but it was set in 2009. Yada, yada, yada. So it was always near future, but they went really into sci-fi with Metal Gear Solid 2. And so in this fan base, Metal Gear Solid 2 is incredibly contentious. Both because of Raiden, but also just because tonally it's very different. And in fact, many of the things that happened in Metal Gear Solid 3 were a direct response to the negative feedback from Metal Gear Solid 2. People bitched about Raiden. So he okay, let's go back to Snake with Big Boss. People bitched that it was too futuristic. So let's go retro, let's go to the 60s. Much of what became Metal Gear Solid 3. So, as kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, you can wear a mask of Raiden in this game. But he's called Rykov. Get it, Russian? Raidanovich. And people joked that he was gay. Raiden Raiden is gay, even though he's not. You literally meet his girlfriend in Metal Gear Solid 2. But people joked that he was gay, like, oh, he's a Nancy boy. So in this game, as a bit of tongue-in-cheek, Rykov is Volgan's gay lover. He's 100% gay in this game. So this entire thing with Rykov is one giant in-joke. It's Hideo Kojima basically laughing at the response and turning into a source of humor. And playing into it. He's like, oh, you thought Raiden was gay in the last game? Well, now we're going to have a character called Raiden, and he is going to be 100% gay in this one. It's classic Kojima-ism. And tons of people like Metal Gear Solid 2. So it's like super debated over which one is which. What people like. Like I said, I made my feelings clear. I don't have a problem with Raiden as a character. I have a problem with somebody not Solid Snake or a variant there of Big Boss being the main character. If it was any dude that wasn't Solid Snake, I would have a problem. It's not Raiden specifically. It's still the same team behind Metal Gear Solid 2, so Metal Gear Solid 2 is still well written. You know what I mean? It's not bad. And see, later on, yes, later on, Raiden got his own spinoff. You actually may have seen Alex talking about it. Metal Gear Rising. He's mentioned, he's like, oh, I wish that is a spinoff of Metal Gear where you play as Raiden. And that game goes full action. That's not a stealth game at all. And see, people are a lot softer to that game, and so am I, because that's a spinoff. When you have a spinoff, you naturally assume this is going to be different. So I don't mind that Raiden gets his own game because it's a spinoff. I mind when you have a main series known. You see what I mean? So, like, I'm totally fine with Metal Gear Rising. It's, calling Metal Gear Solid 2. And actually, thankfully, Solid Snake actually is still in Metal Gear Solid 2. You don't play as him after the beginning, but he actually is a character in the game that you work with. And there's actually a section later on in Metal Gear Solid 2 where Snake and Raiden team up, and it's actually pretty awesome. So even though you're not playing Solid Snake in 2, he still actually is a part of the story, a big part. So it's not like he's just in the prologue and then he's not in the game at all. You know what I mean? And yeah, ultimately, and I think Kojima kind of gets a pass for that, and he kind of should, because ultimately he wasn't trying to fuck the fans. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't something he did maliciously to mislead people in the sense that, oh, I'm gonna pull a trick on them. Yeah, exactly. It was him trying to keep the surprise. I think he made a mistake in how he handled it. He went too far. But it wasn't done in a bad spirit, if that makes sense, like bad faith. He wasn't trying to waylay the fans and fuck them. I want to try something. I actually want to see if something works. And that's important, you know? And he did learn his lesson. He didn't do that shit again.
What's going on?
This is HQ. What's going on?
Help me!
What's going on? Respond. We have an intruder. Support units, move out.
Yeah, fuck, it's not gonna work. I hate this part. This part is probably my least favorite part of this game. It's like very tricky and not in a fun way to get him up there. Yeah, so I am gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to wait for him to come out here. Then I'm gonna have to gas him with the cigarette spray. Then I'm gonna have to immediately carry him across and hope that that works.
What's going on?
There we go. This should be fine. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, I got it down pat, so it's gonna be better. But yeah, so I don't. Like I said, I don't have any ill will against Kojima. In fact, I think he's a fantastic director. He's one of my favorite directors in the industry. I love Kojima. And like I said, it matters because he wasn't trying to trick anyone. It wasn't done out of spite. Well, he was trying to trick them, but like he was trying to, in his mind, he was trying to keep it a surprise. You know, like he wanted to surprise the game or not. Well, I'm gonna trick them. You know what I mean? Like there are other developers who they will lie and mislead somebody. Like they will say something about a game that's untrue. Like they'll say a feature's in a game that's not. And it won't be because of an accident, it'll be them knowingly misleading people. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, in that case, they lied to sell more copies of the game. That's malicious. Selling, like, snake oil. Like, oh, this game is this, and then none of that's in the actual game. There are game makers who've done that. That is awful. What he did, he made a mistake, but he was trying to surprise people? That's really what that was. He didn't want to ruin the surprise. He wanted to keep people guessing, and he made a mistake, and he's even acknowledged that he wouldn't have done it the same way. And that was many games ago, and he never did that again. So he's done multiple games since then, and never did that again. So he learned his lesson. He made a mistake. It happens. So, but I had to explain all that to you so you understand what I mean with the whole Rykov. His whole fucking thing is literally an in-joke. and I had to explain that whole thing to you so you understood. It's not something I could do it justice and explain it to you with just a little bit. Like there's a very particular set of circumstances that led to Rykov being in this game and it being a joke. Yeah, it's funny now. It's funny too because a lot of people, there's actually a saying. A lot of people will say that comedy is tragedy plus time. That it's not funny when it happens, but it's funny later.
Sir. Keep up the fine work, sir.
Yeah, it's funny too. You can actually hit officers and beat them as Rykov, and they won't do anything about it because you've seen uh, how what a monster Volgin is. Everybody knows that Rykov is his lover, so yeah. You've seen that Rykov is his lover. Everybody knows that Rykov is Volgin's lover. So if they so much as harm a hair on his head, Volgin will kill them. I mean, you see what he does to people just like casually. Imagine the fury. So like you can run up to people and smack them around as Rykov, and they'd be like, "Keep up the good work, sir," because they're so afraid that if they do something back, Volgin will fucking kill them, and he probably will. And you know, it's kind of funny too because they actually portray Rykov, funnily enough, as much of the joke as this is, they portray Rykov as the only redeeming quality of Volgin. You've seen, he's a torturer, he's a rapist, he is a warmonger. Volgin is just a piece of shit. He genuinely, for whatever reason, loves Rykov. Genuinely loves him. Would not hurt a hair on his head. And in fact, if he tortures Snake so brutally because he thinks he doesn't know what happened to Rykov. And in fact, if you put on Rykov's mask while you're fighting Volgin, he will fall to his knees and basically cry and say, "Is that you?" It's the only time you see Volgin show any sign of fucking weakness. Period. And it's actually kind of, yeah, it's really, almost kind of like wholesome. Because it's like, Rykov being in the game is for laughs, but then they, instead of like making fun of Volgin for being gay, because like he fucks women but he loves men, like that's not like even like a subjecture, that's the thing. He has sexual relationships with women, but all of his romantic relationships are with men. Like they straight up say he loves Rykov, he fucks women. I mean, he fucks Rykov, but you get what I'm saying. He may fuck women, but he only loves men. That it could have come across like they were making fun of Raiden for being gay, but it wasn't like that. Him being gay wasn't him making fun of people being gay. It was Hideo Kojima having a wink and a laugh to the fact that a lot of people assumed that Raiden was gay. Do you know what I mean? So actually, in a weird way, this game is actually kind of ahead of the curve because this game came out in 2004 and it has a major character have a gay relationship. And Volgin is openly gay. Everybody knows that he's gay, that he fucks Rykov, and he is never secret, and they never try to like mock him. Rykov being gay is like a nod and a wink to the audience, but it's not uh him being gay is not fodder. Do you know what I mean? It's more just like, oh, you thought he was gay in the last game? Well, he's gay now. And they never try to like make fun of him or make Vulcan seem lesser for being gay or like single it out. So like, despite being literally a joke that was like him making a tongue in cheek, it's weirdly progressive. And also, I have to uh I have to give Kojima props because one of my problems with representation in media is not that I'm necessarily against representation, it's how it's done because the vast majority of people who are gay, who are bi, as you know, obviously being a bi woman, them being gay, them being bi is not their whole personality. Their skin color is not their whole personality. And yet, whenever you have a character in a game be gay, when you have a character in a game be bi, when you have a character be black or whatever, it's a trend where that's their whole personality. They're not a character that happens to be black. They're not a character that happens to be gay. They're the black character, the gay character. And I find it incredibly annoying. And it's one of the reasons why nowadays people groan when they see like a gay character in media. Not a lot of them don't hate gay people. Of course, there's always going to be homophobes, but most of them don't hate gay people. It's because they know, oh great, we're about to have a character who their whole character arc is being gay, and they're going to talk about it every fucking scene they're in. So with Volgan, he's gay, but it's not his whole personality at all. He's just a guy who happens to be gay. So that is the correct way. That is the correct way to handle a character being gay, in my opinion. That's the only real way to do it. And of course, I'm not talking about.
Delicious.
Of course, I'm not talking about. Yeah, you get my point. I'm just saying, like that's like I have no problem with gay people or color people or anything like that in media. I have a problem when they do it ham fisted. And then they act like just having that kind of character in the game excuses poor writing. Like, what do you mean you don't like the gay character? You hate gay people? No, I just think your gay character is ham fisted. Yeah. And here's another in joke I think is awesome. Uh uh they have all these gaming magazines. I mean, they still do, but they really did back in 2004. Gaming magazines kind of went the way of the dodo with the internet now. But back in the day, they had all these. They have all these game magazines. So a lot of the game magazines at the time covered Metal Gear Solid 3 when they first announced it because it was the big game coming out. Everybody was excited for Metal Gear Solid 3. So they actually took a bunch of the magazines that people made and put it in the game. These are real game covers that had Metal Gear Solid 3 in it. Game Informer is a real magazine. In fact, Game Informer was the game magazine that I used to love as a kid. It sucks now, but as a kid, it actually was the shit. It was like a high quality journalist game magazine. And that's a real cover. So that's a bit of meta humor where they actually have the covers of the game. PSM, that's PlayStation Magazine. Real magazine. That's the real cover. Okay, I've got all of the stuff here. Sorry. Now I'll get back to what I was doing. I got sidetracked. I just had to explain all that to you, and it got on a tangent because it was a lot to go over. Okay, 47. I've got 47. I'm up to date. Okay.
Sir.
Yes. And that's why people love him so much. That's what I mean. His attention to details is unmatched. It always has been.
What's wrong?
You have to get rid of them because there's two of the stuff out the window, and you can't shoot through the window without alerting them. Hold on. And one of them has a secret reel. There are these characters throughout the game. They have secret reels. They give you these joke videos. They're like fun little bloopers and Easter eggs, but you have to hold them up and get them to give it to you. You can't hurt them in any way, or they breaks the tape. All right, baby, I love you. Okay, that's how you do it. I was wondering how the fuck I was gonna get that with two dudes just sitting there and like no way to hold them up. Like, okay,
Who's that?
oh shit, I didn't mean to do that either.
What's wrong?
Is it the enemy? Huh? What's that sound? Huh? You just hear something? Huh.
Freeze.
Don't shoot!
A complete... All I wanted to do... Tell me!
Stop it!
Who have you been talking to?
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
You'd better start talking.
Please, stop this!
Who is Khrushchev's lapdog?
How can you do this to him?
I know you gave the data to
Yay!
someone.
Never do it
You!
like that. You monster.
I guess he's dead. Now then, I hope you'll prove more entertaining than he was. But first, let's take a look at your body, shall we? You've certainly seen your share of battles.
Yeah.
Consider yourself lucky. I am about to show you what hell is really like. Well then, let's get started. What is your target? Is it the Shagohod? Or Sokolov? Or maybe it's the Legacy? Answer me! Who is helping you? Who let you in here? You're a tough one, but even you must have your limits. And I am a patient man. Here's where the fun really begins. My body carries an electric charge of 10 million volts.
What's up?
Let's see how you like this.
I appreciate it, Mom.
Now answer me. How much does the CIA know?
I don't understand it either. I said I was good, fine with the dosage as it was. Well, I'm sorry, Mom. All right, I love you. Bye.
They're after my legacy, aren't they? Your real target is the Philosopher's legacy, isn't it? Yes, yes. Let yourself go. That's what I want to see.
No, it's not anything I don't have to tell you. They were supposed to send me 100 milligrams of Zoloft and then 20 milligrams of omeprazole. That's what I've been taking. And they asked me, oh, you have any problems with the dose? Do you want to go up in the dose? And I said no. So they were supposed to send me the 100, and now they, for some reason, decided to send me 100 milligrams of Zoloft and also 50 milligrams of Zoloft and a separate prescription and omeprazole. So it wound up costing like double what it normally does for my parents. And I don't know why, because they never said that to me. I told them I was fine with what it was, and it's fucking stupid. I guess what I'll do is when I run out of the hundreds, I will take 250s, and you know what I'm saying? Or something like that to make it last longer. I don't know, because I never asked for that, and I feel bad about that because I kind of sprang it on my mom, and they didn't tell me.
It's no use. He's not going to talk. He's been trained not to break. Trained by me.
Admit it. We're after the location of the legacy.
See, her saying, it's no use, he's not going to talk, and her own way is trying to get him to stop beating him. And there's Ava. She's in the room trying to help Snake. And now we know Ocelot's in the room trying to help Snake. So just about every single person in this room is trying to help Snake except for Volgan, but none of them knows about each other.
Great powers during the 2 world wars. That's what you're looking for, isn't it? $100 billion divided up and hidden all over the world.
Yeah.
And you're looking for a record of where all that money is hidden, right? No matter. The Philosopher's legacy is safely in my possession. In the underground vault of...
Yeah, you've seen that. I don't want to watch the whole scene. It'll take a while. And I'm trying to get this playthrough done so that I can safely go on to Extreme, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Well, you're not supposed to, you know what I mean? They only reveal at the very end of the game in the final scene that the boss was on his side. It was secretly like a ruse all along, and then they don't reveal until after the credits and the final phone call that Ocelot was Adam, the agent who was supposed to help him that never showed. And honestly, it's really painful to see what happened to his eye. And for a lot of people were really surprised because, like I said, Big Boss, he's literally had a fucking eye patch from the beginning, so everybody knew. Everybody knew that, you know, he was going to lose his eye somehow or lost his eye, but nobody knew how. Or the extent of it. Technically, he didn't lose his eye. It blew his retina. And it's all grayed out, but, you know, we didn't know that because you never saw underneath his eye patch. He just always had one the entire series. Shit, I need to go the other way. Hold on.
Who's that?
Give me a break. Hold on. And this is the part that maybe almost broke me and made me, when I was playing it on European Extreme, that made me want to stop playing. Because, like I said, if they see you, it's game over. And they have superhuman awareness on that difficulty, and you're surrounded by enemies with no fucking equipment, no camouflage either, so they see you from a fucking mile away. And this is already not a very fun sequence on normal. Imagine it on fucking Extreme. This is the part that felt like bullshit. Like, my camo rating is literally negative. I have nothing.
Who's that?
See, here, I can just kind of wing it and just make a break for it. You can't do that on European Extreme where they see you and it's game over.
HQ, please
And most of the time on European Extreme, it's tough, but it's fair. But putting you in the middle of this enemy stronghold with enemies everywhere, giving you negative camo and no weapons, no tools, feels honestly kind of unfair. Just exit and come back then. Although I will say, they've thankfully, they have thankfully made, yay, I will, made it a little bit easier, now, because originally, Samantha, the worst part of European Extreme was in order to get the Foxhound rank, which you need to get the Platinum, you are limited to a certain amount of saves. Which meant, like, I think it's like 15 saves the entire game. Which means it's bad enough getting caught, but it means any time that you fail or fuck up, you are going to have to redo very large chunks of the game over again. You're losing a lot of progress because you have to space the saves out. So, like I told you, imagine this whole sequence, Samantha. Imagine this whole sequence where you're trapped in this courtyard with enemies fucking. That is the part that made me want to break my controller. That just felt fucking unfair.
Death is tragic, but life is miserable. That is why you were summoned here. Excellent. Sad, so sad.
Shit. Uh, So they've made it easier. It's still, if you get spotted, it's fuck you. You can't have any alerts or whatever. But in the new version of the game, there is no longer any limitations on saves. You can make unlimited saves in Delta, and not only can you make unlimited saves, but you can load up the autosave, because every time you enter a region, it autosaves at the start of that region. That, in and of itself, makes it more manageable. It's still very hard. It's still, you can't get spotted, but you're not having to replay an hour, 2 hours of the game every time you fuck up. That does make it more manageable, and should be less frustrating. And some people may say, oh, they made it easier, but I think they made it easier in the right way. Limiting saves like that, to me, is making something challenging. And now, hopefully, you can understand what I mean when I said that pushed me over the edge. Normally you don't ever see me get that upset. Because it wasn't necessarily that it was hard. It was that it was fucking, oh hey, you made one tiny mistake? Redo 2 hours. That was the part that really fucked me up. Not to mention, it's not even just about difficulty. Say you have a real-life concern, you need to save and stop the game. You're now penalized for that. So in that question, it's not even a thing of skill, it's, oh, I got interrupted, so now I have to pay the price because I was busy. And this is also a really simple, but really cool boss battle, because like I told you, every single person you see here is somebody you killed during the game. So this will be different for every player, and they remember how you killed them. And it's such a seeming thing, you're just wading through a river. I actually managed to get a lot of unique mileage out of wading through the river. Because, like he said, you ate my flesh. A bird fed on him. Or if you, blew up an enemy, they will look different. Or if you slit an enemy's throat, see? See that enemy right there? His neck was gushing blood because I slit his throat. Up close. The game actually keeps track of not just how many you've killed, but how you killed them. Which is super cool. Like I said, once again, it's a Hideo Kojima boss battle. Yeah, like I said, it's really cool. He is known for doing amazing boss battles. It's not just this game, by the way. All the Metal Gear games have cool boss battles. Like, super memorable ones. He never repeated the same shit twice. There's no other battle like this in the whole series that accounts for that. You see what I mean? So he did this one cool thing, and then he never reused that gag ever again in any other Metal Gear game. So, that's another highlight of the game is the boss battles, because you know each one is going to be unique. You're in for a treat. Shit.
Sorrow.
I'll come back for this one. I'll do it in my no-kill run. I'm just trying to show you the dynamics of it, basically.
Eva?
Oh, that's awesome. I'm really proud of him. It sounds weird to say that, but yeah. That's a big deal. And super cool. Well, shit, Samantha. I mean, I don't even need to just from Metal Gear. I don't even need to tell you, uh, I don't even need to tell you, no, there's nothing annoying being proud of your children. As long as you're not a dick of it. The people that are annoying about being proud with their children, Samantha, uh, the people that are annoying about being proud with their children, Samantha, are, people who like use their kid as a platform to insult other kids. Like my kid did this, what did your kid do? Or your kid sucks compared to mine. Those are the annoying people. You simply saying I'm so proud of my kid is not annoying, and anyone who has a problem with that is they're the ones who are annoying. Take the loss I'd rather be with you. Oh, sorry, and this area is kind of a much needed respite. Like this whole area, there's not a single enemy here, and that's because after all the shit with the base and his eye and the fucking undead shit, you needed a break. And they get back into the bullshit again too. You know what I mean? And there's another area this game made a lot of things easier. I'll tell you about in a second when I get to that. There we are. Yeah. And it's also an example of where they use variety in the environments really well because this game has a lot of forests. I would say, if anything, this game is like the majority of this game is forested. None of them seem alike. You know what I mean? They're all very different forests. And I can tell you anywhere in the game you are by just looking at it, even though they're all technically a forest. It could have came across as repetitive, but it didn't. Yeah.
Saving the
Snake.
All right, baby.
You lousy bastard! Bastard! You lousy!
Think I saw her? Who was that?
Move! Bastard! On the double.
Yay!
I think I saw something. Guess I'm safe.
Oh yeah.
Snake,
Eva.
I.
Where'd you come from?
Yeah. I'd rather be with you.
During the last Great War.
Hold on, give me a second. Ta. Next, will make a joke about his ass. Yeah, I don't know why women have loved my ass. I've gotten consistent compliments from women. I don't see the appeal, but then again, I'm not like in my own ass, so. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you, Volgan. Now we get into kind of the bullshit. Well, you're about to see. So during that whole driving section, you know, with Ava, where you're on the motorcycle, there's all kinds of frogs hidden in that scene. First of all, I hate the fact that there are frogs hidden, like while you're literally driving and trying to kill all these other dudes coming after you. But in the original game, Samantha, you had to get every collectible all at once or it didn't count. So if you missed a single collectible, fuck you. So imagine getting every other collectible in the game, and then because you missed one in the motorcycle chase, because you're driving past it at 100 miles an hour and couldn't go back, oh, well, fuck, gotta redo the whole thing. In the remake, now your progress for the frogs and stuff is saved across the entire game. So, say you missed one frog. If you replay the game, you only have to get that one frog to make it count. Echo, no. Echo, enough. God, I'm gonna beat that cat. Okay.
You going to save? Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, let's do this. Yeah!
Up ahead!
There they are! Over here!
Okay, hold on. Why do you think I told you less than 1% of Metal Gear fans have been on a European Extreme, Samantha? That's fucking why. Echo.
Up ahead!
There they are! Over here!
Okay.
Watch out!
That's the first one. Where's the other one? See, how the fuck, when you were being chased by all these people and having the scene, Samantha, are you gonna fucking know? Oh, right up here in this corner. Like, for real?
Behind you!
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit.
Tripline.
Echo, enough! Jesus. God, she irritates the piss out of me when she does that. No, she's fucking trying to fall at the door and. Sorry, it's a sore spot for me. I shouldn't get that upset, but she just does it for hours, and become a real thing for her. She'll wake me up at night doing it. I have to fucking throw something at her to get her to stop. Obviously, not something that hurts her, like an empty water bottle, because she just will not.
Tripline.
Yeah.
Look out! Above you!
And this one, you have to. Yeah. Why? Am I that bad? And they'll look good at me tomorrow. They couldn't get them today. Ugh. No, she was telling me about the price differential. She wanted me to know what they were sending. I thought I was going to get them until Tuesday, and I was right, unfortunately. Well, maybe. But it's only been like 4 days. I bet you may be right. Oh my god. Fuck! See how, like, dumb that is? How bullshit it is? And imagine doing everything right and then having your run. And then having that cost it. Like, what the fuck? You're supposed to hit like a target on a pinprint as you move past it while you're being shot at. Who fucking came up with that shit? At least now, if you miss one, you can just get the one that you fucking missed. Still, it's so dumb. Finally, holy shit. Yeah. At least now I can reload up to the zone I was in, you know what I mean? You couldn't do that before. I mean, it's still bullshit, but they did try to make it more manageable. Fuck. And this is why when me and you were finishing this game last couple days ago, you saw me just rush through it. These ending sections, because if I had tried to get everything, you would have seen me dealing with this. I wanted you to enjoy the ending of the game the way it was intended, as one cool sequence, not fucking this. Because if you just play it and you're not trying to get the collectibles, the ending sequence is actually really fun. Yeah. Because if I had tried to get all the stuff right then, you wouldn't have seen, oh, the cool story, oh, the cool chase, all the cool characters. You would have seen my frustration in this bullshit. And it's one of those things where, I told you there's some games where they're like good games, but they're a fucking nightmare to 100% complete. This is what I mean. This sequence, if you're just playing it for the first time, you're just trying to have a good time, fun. This sequence, you're trying to get all the fucking collectibles, pain in the ass, fucking awful.
Here come the missiles.
Thank God I got it. Holy shit. Yeah.
Planted 2 C3 charges. Keep your aim steady. More to the right. Keep your aim steady. More to the left. More to the left. More to the left. Farther up. A little more to here. Only one more left.
Okay, got those. Thank fuck.
Wearing him down.
Didn't feel a thing. Die! What have you done? It can't be.
Yeah.
There. Do that again.
Damn it. I can't move.
You do this.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Oh, we can definitely make that happen, babe.
Working.
I can't move. Burning hell. It can't be.
You're wearing him down.
I'll grind you into dust.
Okay, got that.
Open fire. I'll grind you into dust. And friends.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry, I gotta read. I fucked up. Hold on.
Come and get me.
All right, baby. Can't wait to set you up for our bedtime routine every night. Yay! And see, look at this. Just wait till you see this new one. It's between these fucking highway cones. Oh, God. And that's it. That's the only opportunity you have to get it. Like, fuck! Oh my God, that sucks so much! Oh, thank fuck I got it. Shit. Thank Christ. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Fuck. It is so hard to hit those while you're being chased as you're fucking driving. And there's no going back. Hey Evo, can you make a U-turn so you can hit that frog? Like, holy shit! Fucking son of a... I got it. Thank God. Thank fucking God. I love you too. Oh my lord. Do you see that? It's plain, it's the same color. It's the same color as the fucking forest that surrounds it. Like... For fuck's sake. Yeah. Yeah, that's my point. Like, seriously? Fine, got it. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, at which point that doesn't really help you, does it? Okay. Okay. Shit. Oh, I gotta think. Fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
There's something out there.
I see him.
Yeah.
Over there?
I know Ava's hot, and I know, sex with her would be cool, but it ain't worth this. Especially because it's not love, just a poontang. No booty call in the world that's worth this bullshit.
I'm so hungry.
Be one thing if she loved him, you know what I mean?
I'm so hungry. Food.
Yes, I know you need food, but I thought the people trying to kill us being taken care of was a little bit more pressing, Ava.
This tastes like crap. Yuck.
And it sucks too, because this forest area is pretty. You don't really ever get the chance to explore this, though. There's no time when you're in this area where you're not being chased. I mean, I get that for the story, but this area is really pretty, and you don't ever really get the opportunity to examine it. Now, do you see Samantha? Why, the first time I played this, I didn't try to get any of the collectibles, I just rushed through it, so you could see the story the way it was intended. Because if this had been the first time you saw the ending, the ending would have kind of sucked. You wouldn't have seen it the way it was intended to be seen. I wanted you to see, that. This whole ending sequence, it only really sucks if you're trying to get 100%. If you're just going through it, it's like, oh, it's a cool motorcycle chase. We're firing at enemies. It's when you stop and, I've got to get all the collectibles, that it goes from being like a fun, action sequence to a fucking nightmare.
I'm so
And I didn't want that to be you seeing the end of the story like that.
Food.
It was November. Then, 2 years ago, I faced the sorrow. Early in the 20s. I come. I come. Excellent, Jim.
No, I know what Helldivers is, but it's multiplayer only. Why? Yeah, it is crossplay. I was explaining why I haven't played it. You can only play it online.
Brace
There is no single player whatsoever.
yourself. You're better than I remember.
Okay, have you seen Super Troopers, Samantha? Yeah, imagine Super Troopers where you're playing fighting the bugs. Not Starship Troopers, I'm sorry. Starship Troopers. I don't know why I said Super Troopers. Starship Troopers. Classic 90s movie. Imagine that you're playing it with friends, killing bugs. That's what Helldivers is. It looks cool, but like I said, it's single player only.
Let's see what you're made of. Nice try.
Not really. It it's it's like a multiplayer game where you're fighting bugs and killing them. Like,
Pathetic.
I can't even do it justice.
I come. Excellent, Jim.
Yeah.
Here I come. I'm disappointed. I come. Excellent, Jim.
Yeah.
Here I come. You're better than I remember.
I'm trying to see. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that, but not.
I found you. Is that all you've got?
I want some more.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Here I come. Here I come.
I'm disappointed.
Delicious.
Okay. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way,
Come.
Excellent job.
I was focused on fighting her.
Get ready.
Nice try.
Okay. I got this. Just give me...
I come.
Oh, it says...
I come. Let's see what you're made of.
You're better than I remember. You've gotten
Brace yourself. Play rough. Pathetic. Time to play rough. Here I come.
I'll show you some funny. Might as well.
Out of your mind? There you are. I'm disappointed.
She basically sees you have a porn mag and she's like, what the fuck, man? That's funny.
Brace yourself. Nice try.
Okay, now,
I come.
uh,
Get ready. You're better than I remember. You've gotten stronger. Let's see what you're made of. Let's see what you're made of. Brace yourself.
oh, I know.
Let's see what you're made of. Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
patriot. Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it.
Such a heartbreaking moment.
There's only room for one boss and one snake.
Yeah.
Give me a hand! Pull!
Well done, Snake.
Yeah, there's one final Easter egg that's
Listen
funny.
to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
Oh, maybe.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss. You are a true patriot.
You can see Ocelot in there in the window. I love this song too. You got a way to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Son, you'd better take it all. They'll tell you what they know. something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. That's a great game.
Yes.
You got away. Yeah, you didn't get to see this. After you beat the game, the title screen, which is the start of the game, is replaced with this field with the horse. And it plays a special rendition of Snake Eater, an acoustic version that they made just for this new version. This title screen was not in the original game. I thought this was super fucking cool. You got away too
After the end of World War
far.
II, the world was split into two.
Yeah.
East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called
Well, I mean, not
Cold
happy.
War.
Its master died. I wouldn't say happy, but yeah.
Jack, I've got some important...
I see you've.
See, you get a bunch of shit. You get to keep all your camo when you do New Game Plus, and you get a bunch of stuff just for beating the game. You get a Cold War outfit, which is funny. You get a fucking banana outfit, man. Mummy outfit. Santa Claus. Saint Valentine. Former East Germany. Former West Germany. Soviet Woodland, Urban Tiger. Fucking Rainbow, just because. See, you get a tuxedo, fucking James Bond style. It gives you no, like, protection, but man, does it look cool. Yeah. America! Japan, Sweden, Spain, Italy, Germany, France, UK. Hey, oh, let's go! These don't even serve like any purpose. They're just funny to fuck around with. Like, that's the whole reason they're there. And then you actually get to keep some of the weapons. You get to keep the revolver, and you get the boss's gun, the Patriot. And you know what's awesome? You actually do tricks with his revolver. Isn't that awesome? And his revolver ricochets, just like you see in the main story.